Continue active game in the future universe. We have 3 drinks. Early spring 162. As I said, we've got 2 other participants in this succession fort. Myself, the Smitchell and Trashmack. In fact, I'll start off by giving a little shout out over there. So we'll do that. All right. So first things first, I don't think I want it zoomed out quite that much. Like, we only have a small fort at the moment. I mean, we actually only have a wagon, so we don't really need to do much more. So a couple settings I'm going to change. I'm going to say graphical FPS can stay there, but I think for game frame rate per second, we're going to reduce this to 50. I'm also going to set the population cap down to 20. It is tempting to leave that at 20, but yeah, why not? People can have babies. That's fine. Any other settings I should change? I think that's it. So we changed the FPS down and we reduced the population gap. So we're starting at a population of 7. In general, in the first year, it doesn't get above 20 anyways, but I just want to make sure that we take this fort nice and slow. That's the goal. Let's start off by meeting our dwarves. We have Ingiz the peasant. Apparently no one has any clothes on. Is that how that starts? That's weird. I mean, they have clothing. We have Ingiz the peasant. Currently assigned as a miner. Everybody is a close friend or a kindred spirit. She likes to present herself boldly, even if it would offend an average sense of modesty. She does not often feel lustful, and is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from herself. She takes offered help and gifts without feeling particularly grateful, and tries to do things correctly each time. She could be considered rude, tends to think before acting, and can occasionally lose focus on the matter at hand. She doesn't often feel envious of others. She is assertive and occasionally overindulges. When she is nervous, she clicks her tongue. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Dreams of mastering a skill one day, personally sees competition as reasonably important and values peace over war. She hates bats, likes siltstone, bronze, levin opal, dingo leather, the color chartreuse, gizzard stones, gauntlets, backpacks, crowns, chickens for their scratching. And the words of the ghost of dying, the sound of the wonders of incense, and the sight of the tulips of fanciness. Very fancy tulips. When possible, she prefers to consume common snapping turtle and custard apple cider. And absolutely detests bats. Welcome to the Fort Ingiz. You're like me. And in fact, I'm just going to go ahead and set this chicken to be a pet. Oh, no. Not slut. All right, next up we have Datan, 35 years old. I was never one to follow advice, he says. This one has a deity, Disuth. He is obsessed with details and will often take a great deal of extra time to make sure things are done the right way. He is a pessimist and has a noticeable lack of perseverance. He has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others, and is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from himself. He could be considered rude, can handle stress, tends not to be swayed by emotional appeals, and doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He tends to make a small mess with his own possessions. He begins to talk in a monotone when he is bored. His hands become animated when he gets angry. He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. He dreams of crafting a great work of art one day. He personally deeply respects skill at arms, values peace over war, and doesn't really see the point of working hard. Likes olivine, lay pewter, onyx opal, kanaf paper, vests, thrones, large gems, ballista arrows, and the sound of the rhymes of venerating. When possible, he prefers to consume giant ocelot, clownfish, lychee wine, and rice flour, and absolutely detests oysters. Next up, we have Momas. Is about to go fishing. We haven't banned fishing. Should we allow fishing? I think it's fine. Let's see here. Member of the Speckled Faith. He is a perfectionist and often feels lustful. Generally finds himself quite hopeful about the future and is a friendly individual. Doesn't tend to hold on to grievances. Tends to share his own experiences and thoughts with others, and acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. He likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract, and is grateful when others help him out and tries to return favors. He tends to avoid any physical confrontation, and he works to square this natural tendency with his respect of martial prowess. He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Dreams of creating a great work of art one day and personally finds romance distasteful, values family, and does not care about fairness. He likes kimberlite, black bronze, black diamond, rambutan wood, giant parakeet tooth, the color ecru, maces, reindeer for their large herds, and the sound of the wonders of incense. When possible, he prefers to consume echidna and sorghum beer, and absolutely detests purring maggots. Next up, we have Zephon. I think it's fine. She is 46 years old, also a member of the Speckled Faith. She is generally unhindered by the thoughts of others concerning her actions, doesn't focus on material goods, and is stubborn. She is pleased by her own appearance and talents. She has a tendency toward forming deep emotional bonds with others, and is is brave in the face of imminent danger. She is quick to form negative views about things, isn't particularly ambitious, and prefers to present herself modestly. She has a calm demeanor and occasionally overindulges. She is often cheerful. When she's thinking, her body becomes very still. She rolls her eyes when she's exasperated. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather, dreams of crafting a masterwork one day, and personally feels that those who attempt to conceal their emotions are vain and foolish. Deeply dislikes competition, values tranquility and a peaceful day, and doesn't care if others take the time to master skills. She hates moon snails, likes native gold, black bronze, praise opal, the color grass green, hatch covers, buckets, pigs for their snorts, giant elephant seals for their great size, the words of the ghost of dying, the sound of the pregnant smiles, and the sight of the copper crest. When possible, she prefers to consume elkbird and carrot wine, and absolutely detests moon snails. Alright, Zasset, 49 years old. Yes, I want more, he says. Is that so bad? Another member of the Speckled Faith. He has a strong sense of duty, questionable spatial sense. Is very ambitious, always looking for a way to better his situation, sometimes acts with little determination and confidence. He is pleased by his own appearance and talents and occasionally overindulges. He is not particularly interested in what others think of him, tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects. He has a greedy streak and generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. He prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible and tends not to reveal personal information. He always points at others when greeting them. Hey, you! He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Dreams of raising a family one day. Personally values good craftsmanship and values decorum, dignity, and proper behavior. Likes limonite, fine pewter, claro opal, alder wood, high boots, donkeys for their stubbornness, and giant kestrels for their coloration. When possible, he prefers to consume black mamba, blackberry wine, and pearl millet flour. And he absolutely hates bats. Next up, we have Tobal. I'm wondering if there's a problem. I'll have to see if that updates after we unpause. He has a lot of willpower. He is not the type to fall in love or even develop positive feelings. He is not a private person and freely shares details of his life. He is quite ambitious, is grateful when others help him out, and tries to return favors. He rarely feels discouraged and doesn't tend to hold on to grievances. He is curious and eager to learn, likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. He likes alcohol to get through the working day, and likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. He dreams of creating a great work of art one day, personally values eloquence, and doesn't particularly care about craftsmanship. Likes gypsum, electrum, topazolite, ramie fabric, picks, bucklers, statues, and sheep for their wool. When possible, he prefers to consume giant chipmunk, ratweed, swamp whiskey, and rambutans, and he hates slugs. Welcome to the fort. We have a second Ingiz in the fort, Ingiz Anamavuz, who's our expedition leader. The mind thinks best when the world is at rest, she says. Another member of the Speckled Faith is using some alpaca wool trousers. Fine choice there. Is completely careless with resources when completing projects and invariably wastes a lot of time and effort. She's extremely confident of herself in situations requiring her skills and is incredibly brave in the face of looming danger. Perhaps a bit foolhardy. She finds her helping others emotionally rewarding, does not often feel lustful, and is very humble. She tends to hang on to grievances, doesn't try to get things done perfectly, and prefers to present herself modestly. She has a greedy streak, occasionally overindulges, and is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from herself. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. She dreams of creating a great work of art, personally values tranquility and a peaceful day, values knowledge, and doesn't particularly care about craftsmanship. She likes conglomerate, platinum, almandine, doom of the hell, leather, the color fuchsia, gems, battle axes, and the sound of the wonders of incense. When possible, she prefers to consume giant beetle, and pineapple wine. She absolutely detests mussels. Now that is our fort. All right. So, if you weren't here, we have two rivers. We have this one down here. We have this one over here. And then we have this gigantic one over here. So it's actually three rivers. Yeah. And it's delightful. In the river, do we have anything interesting? We have some milkfish. Oh, we have hippos up here. That could be an interesting problem. River otters and tigerfish. And that is all. In light of hippos, I'm going to say, MOMAs, you probably shouldn't be fishing. Yeah, we'll just say nobody does this for now. Get a little pasture area here for our water buffalo and our llamas. We'll put the chicken there too for now, but that's not going to stay. I think I do want to collect vegetables. Maybe more. We have some brown recluse spider web. Lychee trees and coconut palms. So the question is how to approach this fort. When I was thinking about it yesterday, I was thinking of like having an entryway off of here, but maybe I just have like all the banks have an entrance into a collective platform that then goes down. We don't need to start there though. I'm gonna collect a couple of trees. And eventually I see us making use of this surface area. And maybe it'll end up being an enclosed area that we can defend from. So for now, let's just dig down. And I think, yeah, we're going to hit aquifer pretty quick. Just go down to 12 for now. I suppose I went over and said collect a whole bunch of vegetables and then I didn't give them a stockpile for it. Not prepared meals, not meat, not fish, not seeds, and not drink, and not cheese. And that's fine. Apparently I shouldn't have started with the vegetables, but that's okay. We can take our time here. Where'd those hippos go? I have questions. They're leaving. Just as well, in my opinion. There, chopping some wood. I guess we can also say Tobel and Zasset can be miners. We did bring 3 pickaxes. Otters are fighting, and we've already hit wet area. Alright. So let's get a carpenter shop going. Do I care? It's only 2 layers deep. I don't care. I landed. More things are falling down. Make a little wood stockpile. A llama has grown into an adult llama. I think I actually want to make a couple of wooden doors real quick. And funnily enough, we're gonna dig over here. Yeah. I don't want to put the doors up until we're ready to do that. All right, let's get a stone worker going. Also get a grass dwarf. Make me some rock blocks. Make me some rock blocks. All right, chick can go down here. Think I will say this is a higher priority. Bon is interacting with a pet. Tan has adopted the Ingus has adopted the chicken. Tigerfish is fighting. Excellent. All right, now we can throw those doors down. Are they matching doors? Of course not. Who needs matching doors? All right. I'm going to queue up some barrels. Well, we have a cat. Prepare for the death of all things. Like, this may not be enough water to really make that into usable territory, but that's okay. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. And get us still going. I would like a rock floodgate, please. Do I want a floodgate? Yeah, we'll worry about that later. I went up one too high there, but that's okay. All right. I need a little trash dump right here. Why is this the thing I'm prioritizing today? I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Sometimes it just gets in your head. You want a well right off the bat, you know? Just wanted to make sure it wasn't accumulating too much down there before we have a chance to do all this. People that say they don't like aquifers, I don't know. This is just where I like to be. Give me an aquifer to play in and I'm a happy guy. It's already more than enough, but you know what? It's a little bit more. What's a little bit more? I don't want to get too close to this in case I decide I want to expand the stairway or whatever. That's probably enough. All right. Back down here. Oh, we need a mechanic. A mechanic. You can probably stop making blocks for now. Like maybe this is enough as it is. I don't know. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We'll make maybe 10. How are we doing on creatures on the map here? Still a lot of fish, some white storks. All's good. We have stills. We can brew some drink. Get some stuff going on there. Like honestly, if this muds up this enough, I won't care about using this as a well. So we'll see how it goes. Excellent. Alright. I just want them to finish cleaning up this stuff. Like, again, you don't need to save all the rock, but I like to. I don't like to have my well filled up with rocks, you know? And this may not even end up being a well. Maybe it ends up just being a reservoir that we use for other things. I could even have a way of emptying it out if I wanted to later. It's possible. Is possible. Already have a couple of rye seeds and prickleberries. We'll just pretend this is all tea. All right, make a few more barrels. I think I'll go ahead and put a piece of flooring here, even though, you know, I don't necessarily need to. I want to. I can stop anytime I want. That's the way it goes, right? You're like, oh, I'm just going to do this thing I really don't need to do, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'll also throw some floor over here. Might need to start prioritizing picking up these rocks. All right. Let's just cancel all this for now. We'll get to it. Really want to see rocks being picked up, you know? Oh my goodness, look at all these dead lungfish. Get this one. Might start seeing some cancellations. Give me a lever. A well? No, a lever. Kittens fighting. Oh, the kitten. Kitten seems to be falling in several ways. Oh boy. Alright, how many more do we have up here? None? Alright. In theory, no one should be going in there again. Floodgate it up, everybody. Alright, now we can go back to digging. Look at that. Already into late spring. Time just passes ever on. Alright. I do want to... I don't think I can specify this stockpile. Then go down here and add to it. Yeah. So we'll have to make a new one down here. Anyways, this can be non-food, non-prepared meals, non-drink, non-seeds. Then we can go up here. Since everything is in a barrel up here, we can just say get rid of it. I have to periodically go for some plants just to get some stuff going. Yeah, this isn't what I wanted. Yeah, everybody's showing up as not clothed. That's a little disturbing. All right, let's make a couple of necessities here. Rock tables. And rock thrones. And rock tables. And rock thrones. Now, the funny thing is, I think I might let this fill up a little bit, flood this area, and then close it back up again. I might do that.